I initially joined DoorDash to see if it lived up to the hype, but it took me a month to convince myself to make my first delivery. After that, I made a few deliveries a day and was very pleased with the results. A few months later, I quit my job as a grocery clerk and began dashing every day after school and even on most weekends on this night. I was driving from 8 p.m. until 2 a.m. pretty much just going back and forth from the 24/7 McDonald's. At around 2, I picked up another McDonald's order and went en route to the customer. It was set to be delivered at some sort of warehouse, and in the notes it said to go in through the side doors and drop it off at the front desk when I got there. I was working extra late because it was a holiday weekend. I checked again to make sure I had it right to deliver it through the side door, then pulled around to the side and parked. The side door was one of those really heavy metal doors with a small glass window. It was mostly empty with only a few semi-trucks in it. The building was definitely an old warehouse, but was just a large rectangle with a few windows and a single door at the front. It was just as dark as it appeared through the window, and there was only a small wall light in the corner that was more of a dim safety light. There was no front desk, so I walked around the corner and stood at the end of a long, unlit corridor. I knew that this place was small and dark, but the glare from my car's headlights made the window reflective and difficult to see through. If I went down there, I would be walking into full darkness because I couldn't even see the end of the corridor. I decided to call the customer, so I clicked on their name and had to dial the number, and shortly after, they picked up the phone. I then checked my phone a third time to make sure I hadn't gone to the wrong place or through the wrong door. Everything still looked correct, but there was no way I was going to walk through that hallway. The more I thought about it, the more quiet the entire building was. After a short while, a phone rang at the other end of the empty hallway, but this time it was closer and louder. I looked into the room and could just about make out the faint glow of a phone. "Hey, I got an order here from DoorDash. I'm gonna leave it right here for you," I said, setting the bag down in front of me. The figure of a large man started to come out of the dark corridor, but they didn't say anything. I waited another second, but as they got closer, it just really seemed unnerving that way they were walking so fast and not speaking. I waited another second, but as they got closer, it just seemed like they were walking so fast and not saying anything. The whole thing gave me chills and made me want to call it a night and head home right away. But I eventually chose to believe it was just a weird situation all around. However, nothing actually happened, so I turned around and hurriedly walked out of the door and back to my car. A few moments later, I saw some movement from behind the small glass window on the door just before I pulled away. After explaining that I was only a DoorDash driver and providing the delivery receipt as proof, they told me what was going on, saying that the workers had returned from their holiday weekend. What happened next was more complicated than it needed to be, but basically, they questioned me about why I was at that specific warehouse at 2:30 on a Saturday morning. The creepiest part is that they didn't even take the bag of food. It's pretty clear that they were looking for something else, because they didn't even take the delivery because the warehouse wasn't in use. Whoever was there had broken in and ordered with a fake account, which is scary in and of itself. I'm not sure what they wanted from me, but I can only imagine that something dreadful would have happened if I had stayed and waited for the man. Thank you for joining us for this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time, stay safe and stay away from the eerie unknowns that lie within the night. Goodbye.